A lot's been said about CBD. Everybody has heard of THC. CBG, fairly new on the market last couple of years, but still not mainstream. And CBL over in Europe has got some noise brewing about its pain qualities. But what about CBN? It's kind of a cannabinoid that people don't really know a lot about. So we're going to do this little spotlight from Brightfield Group on CBN coming up.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast.
So I was recently down in Vegas for Weed Week during MJ BizCon, MJ Impact, and I was an investor judge for the Alternative Investment Forum, and that's where Element Apothec, they were at. Let's see if you can't just maybe see some of that all blurred out. CBN, CBD tincture, fast, active, all of that good stuff. There's also this rub, CBD, CBG, CBN, pretty good balm here as well. So I was doubling up on that after shoulder surgery, taking this tincture with the CBN during the night, CBG during the day for these two tinctures, and then of course the balm at night. Worked pretty well. CBG is great for an anti-inflammatory. I feel like CBN has that, but like with, I'll say an indica-like effect. Let's dive into this report and just find out a little bit more. So, cannabinol, the first cannabinoid to be identified in the cannabis plant back in the late 19th century, as a matter of fact. So since then, it's not gained the same popularity, like we already mentioned. So cannabis geneticists, they haven't been able to breed plants that are high in that. So it's an it's an oxidation product of THC. So in other words, CBN is created when heat and light are exposed. So a lot of times when you have like a sativa and it's kept in a store shelf, and then the light degradation or time or oxygen or whatever, it'll actually turn into like an indica-like effect. So you kind of want to like make note of when the harvest date is on the package and avoid anything that's over a year old. I ended up buying a Cannagar down in Portland, and it was like 12 months old. It was terrible. And it's not cheap, you know. It's not like you can just go in and say, oops, smoke this, and then didn't realize how bad it was going to be. So potential benefits, as with other minor cannabinoids, CBN has not been thoroughly studied for human use. Some scientists argue that there's mild psychoactivity. I don't think so. I don't think CBN or CBG or CBD is psychoactive at all. So it says that CBN's purported ability to aid sleep has prompted most. So a lot of people aren't able to turn their brain off, and that's the issue. It's not necessarily pain, but the sleeping is because they're thinking too much. So a lot of that has to do with food and other stuff. You know, maybe watching TV too late at night, all those issues. But so people want, they're American, they want instant gratification. They want to be able to take something and have that work. And this is the most natural form, better than melatonin. You can wake up groggy. Too much edibles and THC can do the same thing. So people are using CBN for sleep. There's a handful of studies that have been conducted on both animals and humans to determine whether CBN helps with sleep. So some studies have shown some promising results. Notable products include Kiva confections, gummies, a 5-to-1 ratio. This I mentioned is 1,500 milligrams from Element Apothec, not edibles though, tinctures, and it's oil based. So some people don't like that kind of olive oil texture type flavor. Doesn't bother me. So who's buying it though? CBD consumers, they're aware of CBN, very likely to purchase. 11% of CBD consumers are aware, so it's not a lot, but half of them are aware and like it. So, like I mentioned, I think those that go to CBD are actually looking for CBN because they can't get their brain to shut off at night. I think a lot of people will have that issue. So some millennials, income is let's see, less than 100,000. Regular CBD users. Half of those that use CBN probably like the entourage effect and use cannabis on a weekly basis. Product differences. So those who are open to CBN are tend to be heavy users or product types than the average. So top products tend to be very likely to purchase CBN or vapes, gummies, topicals, capsules. Those tinctures is not on there. That's the only form I take CBN. So that's interesting. Consumers are not only heavier users with CBN, but experience a broader range of product formats, more likely to prefer full spectrum. I would think so too, because if you're looking beyond just the simple CBD cannabinoid and looking for other things, then you're going to be more open to other forms of ingestion, inhalation, whatever. You're going to try different stuff. So CBD, people think it's a solution for physical and emotional conditions, but more likely to turn to other cannabinoids, maybe for well-being, like CBN for well-being. So yeah, experience it, figure it out. Over-the-counter sleep aids. CBN faces fierce competition. Medicinal over-the-counter options, names of these companies, but you know who they are. Melatonin. A lot of people like those gummies that are available online. Herbal sleep aids. Using CBD for sleep. So CBN competes with CBD offerings. So many consumers are already turning to cannabinoids to help with insomnia and other sleep issues. According to Brightfield Group's CBD Consumer Insights, half of the CBD consumers are looking to CBD products to help improve sleep, and another fifth are suffering from insomnia. So studies are suggesting that the hemp-derived CBD may help aid in falling asleep and staying asleep, along with alleviating anxiety, pain that can lead to sleep troubles. And despite the reputation, most of the products, CBD products, are not explicitly positioned to aid with sleep due to restrictions on health claims. The FDA is not going to allow that. They actually sent cease and desist for anybody who makes claims at all. Kind of makes it tough. THC for sleep. I think THC is really the best part about shutting that brain off. So if you can afford like a 20-to-1 CBD or CBN to THC ratio, not going to really get you high at all. Talking about 5 milligrams or less, and that's going to knock people out. I think that's the best thing for me. I know that CBN, CBG, CBD, all those things are great, but you can just sit there in bed and not be able to shut the brain off is a huge issue. So 60% of cannabis consumers look for sleep, and another 26 suffer from insomnia. So there's not a whole lot of products that are on the market. There's barely products for CBG that I love for inflammation. So CBN for sleep are slow to roll out. So they mentioned, a couple of products for CBN, patches or capsules, tinctures, gummies, sprays, vapes, all available as dispensaries, but it's about trust, right? It used to be at the highest percentage at the lowest price point, but you're going into a regulated marketplace, and there's that false perception that there's trusted brands there that have gone through some kind of testing. And in many cases, they don't. Washington State doesn't have testing at all for pesticides, whatever. So it's up to the company to do it themselves and pay for that. And I target those companies who do, because that's what I value. But incredibly competitive. So as with CBD, THC, CBN will not be able to compete with the conventional over-the-counter remedies based on price. However, they have the benefit of being perceived as a natural product, possessing a wide range of additional functional benefits, such as a relief from anxiety, chronic pain, generally being free from side effects, grogginess, disruption of natural sleep cycles. And the differentiation from CBD and THC is also important for CBN. Brands are already highlighting that specific sleep benefits compound, alleging more effectiveness as a sedative and sleep aid than CBD. I would totally agree with that. CBG is the same as CBD in terms of its ability to help you with sleep. CBN, much, much better. So, with that, check out Element Apothec, I'm definitely not getting paid for this. I did get some free samples. They work for me, and that's why I recommend them. I don't monetize the podcast. I don't have sponsors. I don't get paid for any of this. So hopefully that helps with the blanket recommendation to kind of try some of these products. If you're looking for something, these are available online, and it's one of the only ones I've ever seen that have CBD, CBG, CBN, and it works for me. So I use 2 of these little droppers. Ends up being a full 1 milliliter. It is oil based. I don't mind. It works well. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have tried CBN, how you use it, what you use, all that stuff.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.